Good evening, everybody. And those of you in Australia, well, I think it's good morning for you. And for everybody else, I think it's good evening. Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. My name is Al Bala. I'm glad to be here with you all to host this event, this Tuesday night live, as we call it, with a very special guest, very good friend of mine that I'm going to introduce you in a few minutes. Somebody who likes you and respects you probably sent you some information, a link, or an invite to say, hey, you need to get on this call tonight because something very special is going on. And for those of us who've been involved in this channel, been involved with this company over the years, we think that, we can see that some very exciting things are happening. So it is 7. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you all with us. And today I am going to be hosting this call and introducing to you a gentleman that is a very, very good friend of mine and who has been involved in this industry pretty much his entire life, and somebody that I love and respect very much because I've watched him over the years. He's had a very, very extraordinary trajectory in this industry, in this channel. He's been at the top, a top income earner in several different companies, but we're very, very, very fortunate that he is now a part of us, and tonight, he's going to be talking to you about something that we are all, those of us who've been involved with this company called Manatech. A concept we're very excited about, which he's going to be sharing with you. He did ask me to talk to you a little bit about, for those of us who are here for the first time, if you're hearing this word for the first time, Manatech, this publicly traded company, been in business for 30 years. We're doing business in 49 countries, all those wonderful things. But sometimes people wonder, what is Mana Tech? Well, Eddie said, well, you may want to explain a little bit about Mana Tech and what Mana comes from. Mana is, obviously, we know Mana from being, biblically God's provision to his people while they were going through the desert, this white powder that came in every night, and that's created sustenance and provision for his people while they were going through the desert experience. First Chief Science Officer, Dr. Bill McAnally, who discovered what we're going to be talking about today, which is glycans, thought that it looked like this white powder. So for that reason, he called it Manos. And then from Manos, we became Mana Tech, the technology of mana. So there you go. For those of you who are here for the first time, that's why we are called Mana Tech, and we're proud of that name. I think there's so much meaning to it, but there's so much more meaning to it now based on some of the things we're going to be sharing with you. So we have asked Mr. Eddie Mentori, who has been with us for about a year or less. He's been watching this company and he's used the products for many years before eventually choosing to be part of what we call the Manatech family or this Manatech ecosystem. And tonight we've asked him to kind of talk to you about what he has called, right, the Glycan gold rush. If you know anything about gold rushes, that's when people realized there was this amazing opportunity out west where they found gold. Well, guess what? We found gold. And as by the time this meeting is over, you're going to understand why we are so excited about this concept. And I couldn't think of anybody better to share this with you than Mr. Eddie Mentori, my friend, business partner, somebody that's been around us for quite a few years, a little bit before COVID, and eventually decided he had to be a part of us. So, Eddie, we consider ourselves very fortunate to have you on board with us. You've had an amazing journey in this industry. You've been at the top of many different companies, a top earner, top producer, and you started when you were 3 years old, is what I understand. You
Exactly.
were definitely very, very young when you got started. You've been in it your entire adult life. you know a thing or two about this industry, and the fact that you're here and you're here to talk to these friends of ours about it is a great testament to the the impactful message that this is. So, with no further ado, I would like to introduce to you Mr. Eddie Mentori, presidential here with us at Manatech, to share with you some really exciting news about where we are going. Because as Wayne Gretzky said, don't play the puck where it is. Let's play the puck where it's going. And in this case, where it's going is pretty phenomenal. So, Eddie Mentori, I'm going to turn this over to you, and let's share with our new friends, your new friends, and others that we've not been around for a little while. Why are you so excited about this Glycan Gold Rush?
Well, more than the products, Al, it's definitely the people. Am I coming in clear?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Al, I got a chance to get to know in 2018, and we've built this incredible friendship. I think from 2018 through 2022, before I moved my family to Central America, I think we spent every single Easter, Thanksgiving, every family event. All the kids would say, "I'll see you at the next family event," right? So we built this amazing relationship, and it's not a brotherly relationship. It's got a different energy. It's more of like the respect I have for Al is more of like an uncle. He said it can't be a father-son relationship because he said that Portuguese kids got to call their dads every day. So I got some work to do to be able to upgrade into that department. But it has been a pleasure, Al, to get to know you, your family. You're such an amazing soul. The job that you've done over the last decade as CEO of Manatech, and now to be willing to get into the field and build with everyone. It's such an honor to be able to lock arms with you and your wife and the whole team and the whole company. So I'm really grateful to be here. So thank you. So why am I here? So we're going to get into why I'm here, but I really want to know where you guys are coming in from. If you guys don't mind, in the comments box there, where you coming in from, what you heard, maybe, why you got on this call. I'd love to kind of dialogue with you guys on that. And as you guys are doing that, I do have a permission to ask you guys. Okay, I got a question to ask you guys. I'm going to ask you guys for permission. Do I have your permission to talk about money? Is that okay? This is not going to be the money call, right? We're going to talk about something that is impacting and helping a lot of people. But what's an amazing business? It's a business that solves a problem. And if you have the solution, there's nothing wrong with making money if you're solving a lot of problems. What I learned early on in my career was the best problem solver always makes the most money. So we got people coming in from everywhere here. Awesome. And so the reason why I asked that question is because a lot of people, money is a touchy subject, right? When you got money, you don't like talking about it that much. When you don't got money, you definitely don't want to talk about it, right? So before we jump into it, I just want you guys to know that we're going to talk a little bit about money, possibly your goals, your dreams, maybe go back into memory lane a little bit. I want you guys to kind of go back to when you were super young, maybe when you're like 5 or 6 or 7, and you thought you were superhuman. You thought you could do anything, be anything, create anything. Some of us wanted to be basketball players. Some of us wanted to be soccer stars. Some of us wanted to be celebrities. Some of us wanted to be wealthy. Whatever that might be, I want to go back to that moment and forget about what the world has told you. Forget about what you've been sold. Forget about all the BS that we are taught over the years, right? That has been intentionally created to limit us to believe we can be great and create wealth for ourselves, or maybe wealth isn't your goal, but whatever your dream life is, okay? What is that? And as we get into that, I really want you guys to go back to that. Because when you're younger, you have all these dreams, but before you know it, you're 8, you're 9, you're 10, and someone tells you in school, you can't do that. You can't do this. And before you know it, you've been told, I can't, thousands and thousands of times. And they've done Harvard studies that every time you hear no, or you hear you can't, it takes 16 times to hear the word yes, the words you can, and the words you will to override that one negative comment. So imagine how much in debt we are to the negative thoughts and the opinions of other people. And sometimes they came from people that we love. Sometimes they came from people that actually cared about us, came from our family members, came from our church, came from our spouses, right? People want us to be realistic. Before you know it, you're 18, you're 19, you're 20, you meet that special person. And before you know it, there's 3 of you, there's 4 of you, there's car seats, there's baby formula, and you get so caught up in life. People turn 30, 40, 50, 60, 7 years old, and they look back at their life and they think, what happened to my life? What happened to my goals? What happened to my dreams? Like who am I? What am I doing this for? Of course, so many of us work for our families. That's totally important, and we do that. But along the way, we forgot about the seed that was planted in our hearts and in our minds, which was this big, bold, imaginative dream that a lot of us just forgot about. And I want us to think about that one more time, because I remember when I first was introduced to this business model, I remember at a very young age, my father built a very successful company. He came from a country called Guyana, and he came from nothing, and he built a massive company. He became the #1 contractor for Con Edison. If you don't know what Con Edison is, Con Edison actually powers all of New York City, right? So he built the ventilation systems for Twin Towers, built jet engines for planes, did a lot of amazing things. But his dream for me as the next son in line was to take over the family legacy, honor. And when I told him at 19 years old that I was actually going to go do health and wellness and sell vitamins, he was not too happy about that, right? And why did I say no to that? It's the same reason why I'm having you guys dream again, because it wasn't my dream, right? My dream, I had a different dream. I had a different goal. And yes, maybe I would have inherited a lot of wealth, but it would be guaranteed unhappiness, because the most important thing you do is, one, the person you marry. The second thing is what you do every day, right? What you do every single day. And so I made a decision that I was going to go down a different route. He wasn't too happy, but it's okay. And I was introduced to this incredible business model, right? Direct sales, helping people in health and wellness. And I remember meeting my first mentor, and he told me, he said, Eddie, money's not that important. And I said, yeah, I know. That's not why I'm doing it. He goes, well, obviously you got to make a lot of it, right? But it's not that important, which is why you got to get it out of the way now, so you can focus on what's important for the rest of your life, your goals, your dreams, your children, and having time. He said, Eddie, I want you to learn a concept called leverage. Leverage. He said, Eddie, would you rather work 100 hours a week and get paid for those 100 hours, or have 100 people putting in 1 hour and getting paid for each person's 1 hour? Would you rather go out there and mow lawns, or would you rather go out there and find lawns to mow and have people mowing lawns for you while you're at home with your family? And so this concept of leverage blew my mind away, because I was like, oh my God, I can, because my whole life, all I saw was my dad working, and he built wealth, but he had to keep next deal. I knew nothing about passive income. I knew nothing about residual income. I knew nothing about working one time and getting paid over and over and over again. So who here wouldn't mind working one time and getting paid over and over and over again? By a show of hands. Who wouldn't mind that? But along the way, a lot of people, they have a lot of excuses. They have a lot of, well, this is happening, that's happening, and this is what I learned in life. Okay, and we're going to jump into this. That we're all like in this little sailboat that we're just sailing through life. Okay, we're sailing through life in this sailboat. And it's not the blowing of the wind that determines our destination and when we're going to arrive in 5, 10, 15 years. It's not, it's the set of the sail. So today I want to hopefully set a different sail, or a potential sail, right? You don't got to buy the sail, but be open to a potential sail. And we're going to show you guys some concepts and some ideas that have been put together by some very, very brilliant minds that have impacted the lives of many, many people, that have paid, correct me if I'm wrong, Al, but over $1 billion in commissions. Am I 2 billion in commissions? I'm sorry.
5.
Right. And so, and for those that want to verify my background, you can look me up on my social, Eddie Mentor, on every platform. I'm Eddie Mentor. So you can kind of see, I've been doing this for a while now. This has been like my life. And so today I want you guys to set a different sail, because I want you guys to understand that the same wind blows on everyone. The wind of Biden, the wind of Trump, the wind of the economy, the wind of everything. So if you set a different sail, everything in your life can change. And I've seen it firsthand in my life. This business model has given me everything. It's brought me my family. It's given me financial freedom. It's given me the cash flow to invest into other businesses. Outside of this business model, I've built multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses outside of this. And it's all attributed to this. And the most wonderful thing that it ever did was it taught me leverage and it gave me time. So today I want to share with you guys a concept that I believe is going to be the next big thing. You don't want to become someone that just sells anything. You want to become someone that's passionate in sharing something from the depth of your soul that you believe in, that you love, that you know will help people. Crazy story. In 2000, I was in health and wellness. I had educated myself. I knew a lot of different products. But when it gets that serious, it gets pretty simple. I need the best thing in the planet. And so I started researching and researching and researching and researching and researching. And I came across Manitech. And so in 2011, my father got on Manitech. And I can't say exactly what happened, but the doctor said he was going to live 3 months and he lasted nearly 4 more years. Right. And so that from that moment, I never forgot about Manitech. Never thought about building it as a business. I just loved the product, was using the products. And then in 2018, when I met Al and I saw what the company was doing, I've been around since then. And now I can officially say that my family's part of the Manitech family. And we're so excited to share the Glycan mission and vision with the world. Okay. And so why do we call it Gold Rush? Is because if you've noticed, can you guys see my screen? Okay, cool. So if you notice in the 2000s, there was this big antioxidant craze, right? And so everyone got involved in antioxidants. Everyone's looking for acai berries, green tea, resveratrol, fighting free radicals. That was like the big thing. And it made many, 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 many millionaires, billionaires, right? Then in 2010, there was the probiotics revolution, right? Everyone got involved in gut health. It became the center of wellness. You hear it all the time. It's the second brain. It became this big thing, and everybody's pooping better, right? Probiotics. That was the big thing. Made millionaires and billionaires. And then we found collagen. Collagen was huge. Everyone got involved in collagen. Beauty, anti-aging. Then we had the biohacking era, peptides. And now we're going into a completely new area, and it's the rise of glycans. Okay? And so to simplify it and not overcomplicate it, in my opinion, there's going to be the biggest transfer of wealth that's about to happen right now. We are unlocking the potential of health. Even our government is becoming more open to understanding natural remedies to help the body get well, right? And so we're about to see a big shift. And I believe, and I think everyone here, well, a lot of us here believe that we are going to be at the forefront of so much, because without healthy glycans in your body, it is impossible. Even if you take the best health and wellness products in the world, it doesn't matter. Even if you eat perfectly, to maximize your body's potential, it's impossible without the proper glycans. And so glycans simply are inside the aloe vera plant. There's this magical gel. And this magical gel, when it's extracted properly, creates something called ace-mannan. And this ace-mannan allows us to do something that now, if you take it, what we call the multi-glycan replenishment therapy, where now your body now knows how to communicate with itself. So the best example, because my mind, I don't like overcomplicating things, right? I like making things very simple. So to me, I look at it like this. If you were at war, and even if you had the biggest army in the world, but imagine having an army with no general, right? No general. You don't know where to attack. You don't know where to retract. You don't know where to let the troops heal. Like, you don't have a plan of action because there's no one directing anything. What glycans do is allow multivitamins and raw materials focused on where to go in the body, because multivitamins are everywhere, but glycans are exclusive and you're at the beginning and you're at the forefront. So it works like this. Let's say your body has a cell that normally, if you were just leaving it be, it would not kill the cell. But if the glycan's in the body, it now knows exactly what to do, what to kill what cell, knows how to replenish what cell, how to feed what cell, how to migrate the cells into the parts of the body that need healing, right? It does everything for you without even thinking about it. But without the glycans, it makes it very, very, very complicated for the body to do its job. So if you want to feel better, age better, perform better, and you want to create an income by sharing something real, maybe you've missed other movements, but this one is very, very unique, my friends. Okay. So as we jump into it, I want you guys to know that a lot of people, they see business models like this, right? They see health and wellness, they see multivitamins, they see this stuff. But how do you separate yourself from the market? How do you have something that's unique? A lot of people, they take multivitamins, but I'm not going to say it never works, but oftentimes people don't see drastic results. We have a product that you will see results. And if not within 90 days, full money back refund. So I'm encouraging all my friends and family, everyone in my life. Listen, you might have the best products in the world. You might be eating super healthy, but if you don't have healthy glycans, if you don't have this stuff in your body, it's going to make it very hard for the body to do its job. So our mission here at Manatech is not just to become the Glycan company. We are the Glycan company, right? Even you look up ChatGPT, we are, right? We've been doing this for 35 years. We want to make glycans as important, multi-glycan as important as taking a daily vitamin. It's a big task, but we're up for the task. And so we want to reward the people that are going to help us achieve this mission. Okay. So 3 ways to earn here with Manatech. As you come in, you get 30% on direct sales. So you get all your friends and family on the product. You're going to get 30%. All right. Now, as you go out there, if someone can mute their line, there's an echo here. As you go out there, understand you have 40, it says 45, but it's actually 49 countries right now. So you're not limited to your circle here. You're limited by your vision and your ambition, my friend. Okay. And the coolest thing about it is that you get to build it with a team. Okay. Remember the concept of leverage, right? The concept of leverage. It's not just the efforts that you do, but it's the efforts that you and your friends do. So again, you're going to get 30%, right, on all the sales that you bring in. But imagine making 10% of all the sales that your friend that you personally brought in. So if someone comes out there and puts in a $200 order, if you put in the $200 order, you'd earn $60. But if your friend made the order and you brought them into the business, you're going to earn $20 off their efforts. So again, you weren't there when that sale was made, but you got paid for the efforts, not only one time, but ongoing month after month after month on the repeat orders of that customer. Okay. So here's the coolest part about this whole thing is that you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself, and you get to earn while you learn. So we're going to equip you with all the things that you need, proven systems for online and offline selling, right? Ready to use scripts, templates, and guides, daily action plans to grow your business step by step, access to funnels, social media strategies, presentations, and ongoing mentorship from top people that know exactly how this works. There's no guesswords, there's no expensive programs. Everything that you need is included in our business strategy, okay? And my favorite part about this whole thing is that along the way, you're building this incredible business. You're helping people. You're making an impact. You're truly making an impact and changing lives. As you're doing this, as we do revenue, this company, what I fell in love with, one of the most amazing things, was that we're not just about success, we're about significance. You hear a lot of companies talk about giving back. You hear about nonprofit stuff, but this company truly, 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 truly gives back. And so I want to bring my friend on here to share more about our M5M mission, what we have here, what this is all about, and how we're helping children, okay, all over the world get healthy. I have to stop sharing, right? Let me see. There we go.
So to help you with that, we have a director of the M5M Foundation, Miss Sarah Loughton.
Hi, everyone. Eddie, it was awesome to hear you tonight. I'm so excited that I got to listen to that. And as you were talking, you said residual income, and I thought, man, he's talking about giving back. And I'm thinking about how we do this through M5M Foundation. I was like, I wonder if I could use this term residual impact because I think that that's what we're doing as we're talking about just you guys giving through purchasing, but yet every time you're making a sale, every time you're asking the question, every time you're telling someone about Manatech, well, residual impact is happening all over the world as we're nourishing kids through what you guys are doing. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's a term we can use, but I'm going to jump on board with it and start using it. Lydia, can you share my slides and I will make this quick, but just wanted to jump through some of this with you guys. Exactly what he was saying. Like, you want your life to be more than just chasing a paycheck. And what sets us apart at Manatech and at the M5M Foundation really is the heart behind M5M. And so we've been around 10 years, and look at what all you have helped us do. We've been able to deliver over 69 million meals just in the last 6 years. This was just going back uh, since the last manifest, but over 144 million since we've started here at M5M Foundation. And what does that look like? Well, that's a kid getting food. That's actually nourishing a child. So we can kind of like talk through, oh, it's a meal or it's a serving, but sometimes you miss the impact of what that looks like. And that looks like another child going to bed not hungry because you were willing to um, just invest in this business and take a risk and take a chance and um, move forward with Manatech. You're asking the questions every day. You're talking about the products to people who need these products, but also you're building impact throughout the world to children who need it so much. So 10 years, we're still going strong, and our mission has stayed in motion because you all helped us do that. The next slide, I don't know, can I click through? There we go. Okay, Lydia is the expert, so I'm going to let you run the show, Lydia. But look at what we've done. In the beginning, when we first started, we were able to nourish 100,000 kids annually, and now we have bumped up to 250,000 children that we're serving annually in 20 countries. We've launched 4 new programs through our partnership with Kids Around the World. And each one of these numbers, they matter. You know, each one of these numbers are actually children who are receiving the support. Okay. And one of the things that we talk about so much is stories, you know, and I think just the impact of even hearing Eddie share with you all tonight his story, his background, where he came from. And stories for us really do help us to understand and put in perspective the specific the impact that we are making right through these children. And so this is a short story that was shared through Kids Around the World, and this is with a pastor in Uganda. And he was just talking about how much this program with PhytoBlend has changed lives, because before, whenever the kids would come to hear the story, their kids were actually fainting because one, they're just not getting nourished, right? And we all know like energy and all of that. But now that they're able to provide them with food and meals, these kids are thriving. They're experiencing, you know, energy. They're playing on playgrounds. They were never able to do that before, all because of what they're receiving through One Meal. So to me, that just makes it hit home that what you are doing is actually more than what you see. And even like the benefits of residual income that we talk about so much with Manatech and the awesome business model that we have, that really does like go into what we are doing here with giving and with a charity, is that even as we're going to go to sleep tonight, there are kids on the other side of the world in South Africa who are waking up this morning, and they're going to receive PhytoBlend this morning with their meal. And you're not doing anything except, you know, sleeping in your cozy bed, but they're going to wake up with nourishment because you all cared enough to jump in and join this company and make a difference. So I just want you all to leave tonight knowing that this is why we keep the mission moving. This is why we keep driving for you all to understand who we are as M5M, who we are as Manatech, what our heart is because we're really giving children a chance at their life, learning, thriving, and just a future. And so to us, that makes life so much more meaningful than just chasing paycheck after paycheck. And I think tonight we started a new trend, residual impact. I like it. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for that. Residual meals, residual impact, residual income, just all kinds of residual going on. I love it. So to close out tonight, I wanted to bring on two people from two different stories. One person that is newly joining Manatech, and then someone that's been in for some time now. And so this first person, very, 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 very dear friend of mine. He actually is living in El Salvador with me right now. We're doing all kinds of development projects. And I met him 14 years ago, and we connected because of health and wellness. He was a Chinese medicine doctor, treating me for health and wellness stuff. And we built this incredible friendship, and we've got into so many businesses together. And as I'm getting involved in Manatech, I'm like, hey, you need to get on these products, because if I'm doing Manatech, you have to do it too, right? And so he recently joined the team, but I wanted to come on here, share his story. He's got three beautiful kids, a wife, and a beautiful family, and he's just committed all the way around with family, his business, and everyone around. Julian, if you don't mind sharing your story and telling everyone why you're here.
Hey, thank you for having me share. Today I wear many hats. I work with Eddie on a few projects. I'm an advisor, an analyst, an entrepreneur, but I started my journey as a doctor, and because I believed it was the best way to do things, help people make a good living. That's the way I thought being a doctor would be the most rewarding for that. But what life taught me is that, to truly help people, it's not always about money, right? So you always want to help people the way you imagine, and you realize, there's no time freedom in certain ways, or you're not able to impact as much as you wanted to. So I looked beyond that, and I stepped into affiliate marketing, not chasing dollars, but to learn how to do business and how business works, how wealth is built, and it opened the doors I never knew existed. So now, the last 6 weeks, I started using Manatech products, and I'll say this: I feel amazing, energy, focus, clarity. I haven't felt this good in a long time. I even sleep better. I'm really impressed because as a doctor, Chinese medicine doctor, I take a lot of herbs, I take a lot of supplements. I spend a lot of money on different types of supplements, and I can honestly say this is probably the best supplement I've ever taken. Yeah, I'm here to make a difference in the best way I can. And I realize that this is something that is duplicatable, that we can help people and share. And people now come to me for mentorship, and I can tell them, if they want to learn success, you got to start here, learn the system, build the cash flow, and then you could just do whatever you dream of doing with that potential cash flow and the system within the leverage you built. So I'm really excited for it. Thank you for Eddie for introducing me to this, and looking forward for the future.
Thanks, Julian. Thanks for coming on. And then we have another friend that has been in, I believe, for 25 years. She's been impacting lives for 25 years. I don't want to screw up her rank, so she's doing well, and she's helping people. So, Mary Jo, will you take it away?
Yay. I think 30 years if you really want to be accurate, but 30 and counting, right? Anyway, my story, I'm a lawyer by profession. And in the 1990s, my dad was diagnosed with an end-of-life condition. And as a daughter, I was not going to allow that to happen. So I researched high and low, and I came across glyconutrients, and it was about cell-to-cell communication. And being a lawyer, we don't learn a lot about cellular communication, right? But my dad didn't have a lot of cellular communication because I brought it down to the fact he wasn't even communicating at that point in his life. So I said, I have nothing to lose, everything to gain. So I started him on the product Ambertos, the glyconutrients. And within 1 year, I got my dad back. And that was so impactful for me. In fact, you can see my tears now. I remember it, and getting him back on the golf course again and living out his full life. He actually outlived my mom. And so there was no way I wasn't going to be all in to tell the world, scream from the rooftops about glyconutrients and helping to change people's lives. And you know, there've just been literally, I could tell hundreds of stories today about all the people I've impacted over life through the utilization of these products. And but I'll finish off my story with just this, that here I am now, just turned 70. I started in Manitech taking these products 35 years ago. And guess what, people? I'm still drug-free. So when I meet people and I tell them I'm 70, they go, no way, you know, and I go, yes way. So let's all jump in to live our highest and best lives, because it's out there for you to have that experience. And these truly are terrific products to help you do that.
Thank you, Mary Jo. So heartfelt. I appreciate that. I can relate so much to that with my father and seeing his life extended. It meant a lot to me because my father and I, we had some time where we had a lot of repairing in our relationship. So to be given those 3.5 years, I thank God every day. But as we leave today, this is your final call. I want you to really think about what we talked about in the beginning, right? Maybe you're not here to make all kinds of money, but maybe this is just like your insurance plan. How many people are 1-2 months away from, if you lost your paycheck, from bankruptcy, literally, right? Some people are 1 or 2 months of bills piling up to not knowing what they would do, right? And then for the people that have those big dreams, we got something absolutely incredible for you that we're going to show you how to build this. But when you think about success and you think about starting something new and you think about why do people not achieve? Why do people not create the life of their dreams? Why do people not succeed in life? And usually it's for 2 reasons. One, procrastination. Okay, so procrastination, overthinking things. We'll talk about where a lot of procrastination comes from. And a lot of it also is the opinion of others, right? So when you procrastinate, a lot of times it's because you fear doing something. When you have the opinions of others and what people think, and they've done studies that it's usually there's like 2 people, and it's their opinions that stop us from any breakthrough in our life, right? And it makes me think of relating back to, you know, when we were our ancestors, you know, hundreds of thousands of maybe thousands of years ago, right? When they are being chased by a woolly mammoth or being chased by a tiger, or if you're living in the Amazon, right? When you're being chased by a lion or a tiger, your body starts to produce stress hormones and it gives power to the feet, right? It shuts down digestion. It starts moving energy into the parts of your body because you're in this thing called fight or flight. And so when you're in fight or flight, believe it or not, you're faster, you're stronger. That's how that woman or multiple people have lifted cars when their child or their dog was stuck under a car, right? It's because the body creates these hormones. Here's the crazy thing, that the exact same hormones are created right before you're about to do something that you don't like doing, that you're fearful of doing. So it's the same fearful reaction right before you're about to do a presentation, right before you're about to call somebody, right before you're about to join something new, right before you're about to do something. And so what I want you to know is that those feelings, they're normal, right? Starting something new can be scary. It's normal, absolutely normal. But here's the cool thing. When the lion comes, you have a whole team of people to back you up. You have a whole team of people that are going to help you do this. Remember, you get to earn while you learn. Throughout this whole process, you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. We're going to help you every single step along the way. When I joined this business, I was 19 years old. I didn't know my butt from my elbow. I didn't know anything from anything. I look back at my life, I'm like, how did I even do this thing? I had amazing mentors that helped me step out of my comfort zone. I remember the first time I had to do a presentation, I was terrified, and it was in front of 4 people. 4 people. And I was terrified. I was sweating. I was forgetting everything. But guys, these are skills that it's amazing to learn and to grow from, because these are the skill sets that you're going to need anyways to build a successful business. And I want you to know that today we're entering a new time and fear is not an option. We're entering a whole new economy. Things are changing. The fiat dollar is inflating to infinity. We have to have backup plans. And how amazing would it be to have a backup plan that helps you not only make a side income, potentially build wealth, but at the same time, you're helping people achieve success. You're helping save children's lives, guys. We're saving children's lives. And how selfish would we be if we actually have an opportunity to do that and we don't do it? Okay. I know the line, it feels like it's real, but it's not real. Okay. The emotion feels real. I get it. Feel it, but do it anyway. Okay. That's the best advice I can give to people when they first ask me about entrepreneurship. Do it anyways. The confidence doesn't come because you have confidence. The confidence comes from doing and doing and doing, and you build the confidence from realizing I could tell my story. I could share how passionate I am about these products. You're just sharing what you believe in. No one's asking you to sell anything that you don't love and believe in. Get on the products. 90-day money back guarantee. Take the products. If you don't like the products, send them back. No one's going to question anything. But I think you're going to be shocked by the results that you're going to get. And if you get those results, and they transform your life the way they have done for many of us here, I think you're going to be shocked by how easy it is to share something you love. Okay? You're just sharing something that you love. And we're going to teach you what to do. And we're going to build this company. And right now, we're entering a whole new world right now. And Manitech is positioned to be that company. I'm not here, guys, because I need the money. That's not why I'm here. Okay? Because I have other things that I could do that potentially right now in the short term can make me more money. I'm here because I want to make an impact and I want to give back so much to this industry that's given me so much and help other people win along the way. And I think that there's a lot of people that are here as well that want to do that on a small level, on a big level, but wherever you are, we're here to handhold you every single step along the way. And when you look back, are you going to be someone that just decided to put the flag in the ground and build something incredible when Manitech becomes $1 billion company and they're impacting lives from all over the world and people say, hey, you knew about Manitech back then and you didn't? Don't be that person. Be the person that at least takes the products, at least experiences the power. You have no strings attached. But if you're someone that's ready to do something new and build something big, we're going to help you. We're going to do this. And we're going to build something incredible. We're going to change lives. And we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. We didn't even get into all the vacations and trips that happens in this company. And you're going to make so many amazing friendships and travel all over the world. It's going to be the best decision that you ever made, my friends. So with that being said, thank you for coming on today, my friends. I look forward to getting to know you more. If you're someone that has questions and wants to know more, maybe the person that got you on this call, you still owe them $10, so you wanted to confirm some questions, don't hesitate. We're here to help. We're here to support the Manitech family. We all help each other. I appreciate you guys. God bless and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Well, that's better now. Thank you, Eddie. I hope you all loved and appreciated what Eddie did, and our special guest. And thank you, Sarah, for bringing the reality of M5M. And I agree with Eddie. Why would if we knew that we could really make a difference in the lives of these children, and we didn't do it, what does that make us? What does that make it of us? So. Will be here next week at 7 p.m. We'll have another amazing speaker like you had tonight. And next Thursday, we also have Mr. Peter Griscom, who's a chief scientist and product developer who's going to really get into the science of multi-glycans. And we will also be talking about our 3010 amazing promotion that's going on right now in May and June that I think you need to know about because it's pretty exciting. So thank you for being on, Eddie. Amazing job. Everybody else, thank you so much for your contribution tonight. It was awesome. And for all of you, just share some love with those people that just made this night a special night. And just hope that you tonight could be the night that makes the biggest difference in your life, like it did for me 45 years ago. So you guys have a great one. We'll talk to you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. See you then.